All right. Mr. President, I'm impressed. You are making good choices. Keep going. There will come a time when you will leave your body and you will join the Great Spirit, this planet's atmosphere. And then you will guide your son. And my teachings will help your son to become more receptive to your guidance. When he will follow the teachings, and when he will choose to heal himself, he will heal your entire bloodline, and he will free your bloodline, including you. This is the reason why ancestral spirits that are part of the Holy Spirit work for our benefit, guiding us and protecting us on our path. We have shifted something very big for the benefit of the whole, because you listened to my words. Now I have a message for Miss Miley Cyrus. It baffles me how you could create an entire album to set a trap for me. It's ridiculous to think that I would fall into this trap. You have filled your songs with references to the words I said and to the art I made. I can see the deception and illusions years ahead. I guess the best that came out of this is the amount of creativity that my soul inspired to your soul. People are saying that this is your best era, that this album is so great, but they don't know what this album really is. And I'm going to tell them. You can be sure of that. I considered ripping your voice out of your throat as a punishment. But your career will be done soon enough anyway. So I chose to grant you mercy, because there's still a little bit of light in you, little girl. Leave that dark society. Stay away from the dark arts. Make peace with your father and love him and love yourself. Grow and develop that light in you. There's still chance. Repent and pray to the Most High for forgiveness. Now, let's get to the final nail in the coffin. The final boss of this stage before I move to the next stage. Based on what the media says, it seems that Mr. Trump stopped his collaboration with Mr. Elon Musk exactly the moment when my words enlightened Mr. Trump to what is truly going on. This showed me that Mr. Trump was not fully aware, and that full terms were not enclosed to him. He also changed his way. At least he's trying, and that will work towards his benefit. However, Mr. Elon Musk, I promised to the Most High that I will be nicer, that I will work on my behavior. And now I'm working on it, and I'm praying that when the time comes, I will be able to leave the war mode and get back into the love mode. Because there is an army of people, God's people, who are waiting and who I'm going to love. I'm going to make them feel fuzzy-wuzzy and mushy inside. I will love them so much, and I'll travel around the world to teach, to make sure that everyone has everything they need, to make sure that there are no wars anymore, that there are no hungry children, and that no animals are abused. Mr. Elon Musk, what you and your people have put me through surely made me transform and made me worry that I might get stuck in this war for too long. So I promised that I will be nice as possible, but not too nice. And I'm going to be the one who will give you the only act of love you have ever received. So, treat this message as such. I have watched you long enough, and I have seen who you are behind the mask. I saw how you treat people. The moment I've seen how you treated that boy Asmongold, I already knew who you are. Yes, he might be a dirty bastard, but he's real, honest, humble, authentic, and he accepts himself the way he is, fully. Unlike you have never ever reflected on yourself, on your life, and on God. In fact, the way you speak about God is blasphemous. But let's see where the root cause of it is first. You lie, you deceive people to boost your ego, to make yourself look like you're some kind of savior and a genius, that you're going to save humanity by sending them in a metal can to another planet before this planet is completely destroyed. People think that you're so smart, that you're stuttering is because you're way too intelligent. You don't know how to say things to people so that they understand what you mean. People say that you're stuttering because you're so intelligent. You have to lower your intelligence down to people's level to be able to tell them what you need to tell them. But the truth is, you're stuttering and thinking what to say because you don't want to say something that you'll regret later, something that will be difficult to reverse. You don't want people to see that you're actually not very smart, as you say you are, as you make yourself. You're actually a little boy who is very anxious. You're sweating, your hands are sweating, you're brushing them off in your pants when you talk to someone. You have a social anxiety. You're a little boy who wants to be seen, who wants to be acknowledged, who wants to be part of the whole. In order to achieve that, a false sense of achievement, you became evil. You just pretend very well. You think you found the cheat codes for this life. But before I get to how all your wealth is built, let's talk about that genius mind of yours and the ideas and visions that you have to save humanity. So you want to send people in a metal can to Mars. The sole fact of this idea comes from another fact, comes from fear for survival. The lack of faith means fear.
Well, something created the universe, or the universe is, here. How did it come to be? You could say whatever caused the universe to come to be is God, or is to expand consciousness, better able to answer the questions of like, what is the meaning of life? What is the nature of the universe? Like, how do molecules have consciousness from a bunch of hydrogen gas and then an assemblage of complex molecules like ourselves that can feel and talk and think.
You don't believe in God. You don't have any faith. You speak all those wondrous things about science and cosmos, about space exploration.
Can science and religion coexist?
Probably not.
Do you pray?
I don't. I didn't even pray when I almost died of malaria.
But you're actually clueless about the nature of things. You're clueless about yourself. You don't even understand basic biology. When a cell, a human cell, leaves human body, it goes into the state of stasis. That's basic biology. It won't survive long. The same works for human beings and every other being in the cosmos. Once we leave the home planet and we don't get any more instructions from the magnetic field of the planet because we are outside of it, then our pineal gland cannot produce melatonin anymore to regenerate. And in a matter of days, weeks, we get cancer and we die. Someone as genius as you should know this. But perhaps you're selling people stupid ideas to make yourself look like you're a genius, like you're someone who is working towards betterment of humanity. Deep down, I feel that the only things you care about is money and cocaine. You're making a great show to deceive the entire world. Your SpaceX company is such a big company just to work towards boosting your ego and making you look like you're someone who you are not. The missions on Mars, it's all a load of bullshit to show off and to confuse people's minds. Now you're trying to rush NASA. You're trying to make them skip moon missions and progress straight to the Mars missions because you know what's coming and you want to hurry up so that at least your name goes as a hero and not the villain. But that's not how it's going to end. You don't believe in God, you mock Yeshua by saying that he's cool because his gifts are used pro parte to turn water to wine.
Like, Jesus was obviously very pro-alcohol, because one of his miracles was turning water into wine. Yeah. And that was like, but they were having a party. They ran out of wine. Okay. And they're like, let's keep this banner going. Good stuff. Who can solve this problem? We're out of White Claws. Friggin' store's closed. And Jesus is like, I gotcha. Okay. Water, now wine. And I'm like, party on. So,
accurate.
Pro-partying with alcohol is literally one miracle. You think that Yeshua was into alcohol? Yeshua would not be able to perform any miracles if he was touching the alcohol. Alcohol, drugs, and anything else that is acidic brings you down very low makes you more toxic, and the more toxic you are, the lower you get. Just like you're so toxic that the only level of operation your consciousness performs comes from the lowest seal, the first seal, root. Now I'm going to teach you something very important. This is my act of love for you. If you look at the solar system, as above, so below, human energy system has seals. And so does the planet, and so does the solar system. Each planet corresponds to a certain seal because the time at which it completes a cycle around the sun corresponds to the solfeggio frequency and each of the seal within human body. So the sun being the crown, Mercury being the third eye where the mental plane is, Mars is the wrath, a planet of war. However, Mars is out of its place. It has been misplaced by the same entities, the same aliens you worship, which we call Satan. Let me get to this. Mars was misplaced from the second place to the fourth place. And the missing planet in our solar system that was in the fourth place was misplaced into the second place, and now it is called Venus, or its remains. The rest of the planet were used to form the moon, which is an artificial construct used by the same entities you worship as an operational station to observe and research humanity and keep humanity under control. The rest of the shell of the missing planet is now an asteroid belt. Even our ancestors hid this knowledge in the name of our planet. Earth means heart, but the letter was switched to show us that there was a swap of the seals, a swap of the chakras, a swap of planets around the heart, in order to confuse us, in order to mess with our energy, to cause chaos and confusion. This is very precise engineering of Satan. When Venus was in its original placement, fourth one, it was the solar plexus of our solar system. Jupiter is the fifth planet and the sixth seal counting from the crown, sacral chakra. It's where abundance in all forms comes from. And then we have Saturn as the lowest seal, the root, which is the opposition to Sun, and faith, its survival and fear. See, remember when I told you that you cannot explore space by sending people in a metal can because they would die. Even the fallen angels, which we call Satan, could not bypass this. They could not find a way. So instead, they had to take their entire planet and make it into a spaceship to come here into this solar system. We call this planet Nibiru. And on that planet, what we call Satan, the fallen angels, remain in the state of stasis, just like cells, while their mind, their filthy, deceptive mind, is currently operating from Saturn, Satan. The planet was hijacked by a parasite. The parasite wants to produce slaves. Slaves, transhumanized slaves, are the only ones who can cross from planet to planet within a solar system. So you see, the more and more toxic you become, the lower you go, until you reach the second and first seal, orange and red. And that's when you're operating from the frequency of Saturn. And they can hijack your mind. They keep you up in this state by constantly fueling your drug addiction and your toxicity. And they give you false power, money. And then you have to pay for that power by sacrificing people and wars. But I'm not going to talk about this right now. So when you operate from that low frequency, you're not serving God, you're doing their bidding, you're serving the aliens. And either you know this and you're pretending, or either you're that stupid and you don't know. The goal of the aliens, of the fallen angels who defied God and their own extinction by using their advanced technology to take from their home star, which triggered premature death of their home star. These entities need slaves, as they only operate through their mind, not through their vessels. Their mind seems like it's super advanced and intelligent to us, but it has its own limits. They mastered time and space, but they will never be able to cross this boundary. They will never be able to cross into a higher dimension, and that's why God will never forgive them. They lost connection to the light, and they lost connection to the spirit, which is why now they feed off other solar systems. So as it happens, they need slaves to be able to operate within solar systems. And in order to make slaves, they need to create a race and transhumanize the race. So they came here. We are at the stage where transhumanism has begun, but it will not be completed, thanks to the Most High breaking this pattern for us. The next step, what they do, they inject humanity with transhumanizing component, which acts as an interface for the artificial intelligence into human DNA. Next, they convert an entire planet into an artificial intelligence brain, just like they did with the Saturn. They need an entire world to be connected wirelessly so that the artificial intelligence can operate and control human population, human moods, the aging, everything. The 5G technology and higher can easily achieve that by controlling the production of reactive oxygen species within the human body, which we already observed during COVID pandemic. That same pandemic meant to inject humans with the interface to be able to be controlled by the artificial intelligence. After 5G, there comes the orbital technology for the brain to function, and this is where you are coming. And your Starlink connects an entire planet, and there is no spot on the face of this earth that a human being can escape. Once humans injected with the interface, their eyes turn black. We have already seen that happen. And then, once the star decomposes, which is right now in the process, the only source of light will be artificial. There will be fiery moon and fake lights, electrical lights. The skin goes gray. It becomes like silicon without light. And that should show you how humans will transform. They will have no gender, no sex. They will not be able to be reproduced. And they are also not able to be cloned, because you can only clone a biological component. You cannot clone the component that is transhumanizing. You cannot clone the interface. The interface has to be injected, which is why the population must be high before the fruit is ripe, and the humans must be kept in the low vibration so they cannot wake up before the season of reaping the rewards. Once this process is completed, the army of grace is ready. They have no individuality. They are not conscious. Those are zombies animated by the hive mind, by the artificial intelligence. And the whole planet acts as a base, a barracks. This happened over and over and over again as they traveled and consumed different solar systems. And this time the Most High said, no, this stops. Which is why the Most High sent Yeshua here on a mission to teach us love so that we can wake up and cross to the next level, so that humanity can be ready for when it's time. And the time is now. Yeshua sacrificed, gave his life to leave an impact on the entire world, to create a story which will be remembered and assimilated for the next 2,000 years. A story that is a key to what's going to unfold next. And Yeshua was on a mission to save humanity, to preserve humanity. The same Yeshua that you mocked. You don't believe in God. You're stressing and sweating whenever someone asks you. But isn't this planet all about freedom of religion? Freedom of belief? Then why are you afraid to say the truth? Why are you afraid to say what you believe in? Why can't you simply say, I am a Satanist, I worship the Satan, I worship the devil, because thanks to the devil I have all this money, and I sacrifice people to have all this money, to be on the top. Why can't you admit to that? Obviously you don't do all of this by yourself. You always pay people for everything. You don't do the dirty work. You pay people to do the work for you. Just like you paid to have me isolated, alone, depressed, without money, without work, without love, without friends, for years, over 2 years, constantly, week after week, month after month, a moon cycle after moon cycle. You paid a little fortune to many different people to continue have me oppressed, so that I cannot function in this world, so that I cannot get up on my feet. I have lost everything because of you and your people, over and over again. But the thing that I'm truly rich in, this thing cannot be taken away from me. No. You cannot serve Mammon and God both at the same time. You serve Mammon. I serve God. And the same God that you mock and you don't believe in, the same God saved me, protected me, shielded me. The Most High's love guided me. The Most High rejuvenated me whenever it was needed. And the Most High healed me and resurrected me when the beast came for me. You and your people have a little Ponzi scheme going on, a spiritual Ponzi scheme, where you pay the little people to do the dirty work, and the energy from the sacrificed soul goes high. Everybody takes a small cut until the biggest cut goes to the top of the pyramid, right? You were waiting for my demise. You tried to get me into this depressed state so that finally your people and their demons and their witchcraft and their dark arts work on me, so that I finally can be killed. You killed me, yeah, you killed me. But so what? God is with me. I serve God. I am the tool for the Most High to do Most High's bidding down here on earth. You and your people seem to still not get who I am.
Even wormies, but I have trouble sort of believing all these stories, these religious stories, but obviously a lot of people do.
The stories of the Bible that you mock, that you say you don't believe in these religious stories. Put aside the religion, but just look at the stories. You're also in those stories. Those stories say that you will deceive people, that you will call the fire from the sky, your rockets, reusable rockets that will take humanity to another planet to save it. If you have only put all this money into preserving life on this planet, to care about those who are truly in need, who need education, who need food, who need shelter, the children, no, you sacrifice children behind closed doors, but you're scared to admit it. Those little souls, before all the filtering, they are innocent, which is why they give so much abundance to those who sacrifice them to the devil. As you can see, this ends here and now. So let's look into those stories that you mock. Let's see. So maybe you and your people finally get the idea of the mess that you are in without the way out. And the name is Soul, the Emperor Soul. You might not see it, but the color of my eyes is golden. There are flames in my eyes. And everyone who meets me in this reality can see that right away. The flames in my eyes, the feet like a flaming furnace, and the iron rod to rule over all nations, all tongues, all people. The mother of my soul, who has eagle wings, she birthed this human being. We are very close to breaking the seventh seal. Revelations are not representing a chronological order. They're all telling a story in which each chapter happens simultaneously and in different time spans.
Maybe we can have a chapter past Revelations. But is there a happy ending here? Revelations Part 2, the happy ending?
And you're laughing, saying that there is no happy ending. There is happy ending, but the happy ending is for us, the God's people. Have you even read the Revelation? Maybe you don't understand what's written in there. So let me enlighten you a little bit. There are two types of beast. There is a beast of the sea, which means a system that's born of the law, the false law, and the organs that are executing this law. The false law is directly connected to Vatican. Vatican is overseeing everything to do with the jurisdiction of the law of the bullshit. There are two jurisdictions, jurisdiction of the law of the land and jurisdiction of the law of the sea. Then there is jurisdiction of the bullshit, which is basically the law of the sea on the land, and that's the beast born of the sea. It involves the Vatican, the bankers, and the governments. Now the beast of the earth is the beast created by human beings gathering together as a collective. Human beings who have way too much power, way too much riches, by plundering and stealing from the poor who have no idea about what's going on. The beast of the land and the Antichrist born of it had its 42 months rule already, when coronavirus was used as an excuse to target God's people, those who have the seal in their forehead, meaning they use their divine eye to see through deception. Next step in growth after seal in the forehead is the crowning, therefore coronavirus, to stop those from being crowned. During these months between 2019 and 2022, the Antichrist's rule oppressed all of humanity, attempted to change the laws and time through social distancing, slave masks, police hour, work and school from home, lockdowns, and many more. The beast attempted to force humanity to accept the mark in their forehead, meaning to worship the image of the beast and the illusion to cloud the clarity and block the seal in forehead. It also attempted to enforce mark in the right hand, meaning the worship of the beast through actions and acceptance of microchip tech in order to buy and sell. The true intention behind microchips was the ultimate slavery, forcing people to physically move and work in order to make money to survive, for which the system of biological currency was developed by Microsoft and system's number was 060606 as stated in the patent. Now, the beast has gathered all its forces and all its armies to fight two witnesses. The two witnesses are the masculine and feminine energies that are married together in an union, in a holy union within the anointed. As the beast gathered together, which was in December 25-26, the beast have killed the witnesses, and then the witnesses were resurrected by the Most High. Before the resurrection happened, your people were celebrating and were sharing gifts to each other, meaning you were paying for this service done. Everyone who partook in this ritual, including Pope. After the resurrection, we had a blood moon and a great earthquake. After the blood moon, we had the great earthquake which took 1/10 of the city of Babylon, in which 7,000 sorcerers died. The rest gave glory to the Most High. Many are changing their ways. Many are repenting. Now we have a black scar across the sun, and 1/3 of the sun have been shot towards the earth. We also have the great volcanoes on the bottom of the sea and ocean waking up. We also have the great volcanoes waking up on the surface. Yellowstone might blow up very soon. Then there will be also meteorite falling from the sky, and then there will be a hail falling. Right now, we are at the stage where the continents will begin to split. Countries will be separated in half. Some islands will disappear, and some big cities might not make it. The Most High is preparing to mold and shape the new earth and the new heavens for what's to come, and everything happens exactly as in Revelations. only the blind will not see what's going on. Those who have eyes to see and read know what's coming next. As I said, there will be no more military in this world, just as in Revelations. There will be earthquakes, thunders, lightnings, voices, and then there will also be hail. Everything is aligned and ready for the next stage. On my main platforms, I judged the entire human justice system, police, judges, lawyers, security and intelligence agencies, both secret and in public domain. Everyone who has anything to do with corruption will have a terminal illness. The locusts will bite them and they will pray to die, but they will not be able to die, and they will be tortured. By the end of next year, the human justice system will be spotless, clear, and people will not recognize this world. Then I will take care of all the criminals, all the thieves, all the liars, all the sorcerers, all the pedophiles, all the rapists. Everyone will get what they deserve. And then I will love on my people, on people of God, people who remained faithful until the very end. I will give them so much love, they will glow just like me. And they will become just like me. And all of you people have won one-way ticket to the lake of fire. The second death will come after a long time of prosperity for humanity, in which humanity will learn to be the best version of themselves, to purify their temple, to invite God into their temple, so that they can be purified light, so that they can be not hurt anymore, so that they cannot feel the heat anymore. Once all of the secrets of God are uncovered and clear, and all of the prophecies are done, the sun will engulf us, and we will not feel the heat, and we will cross into the next stage, into the heaven, while the heat will burn everything else that did not make it. This will be the lake of fire. This is why hell is represented as infernal fire, a fire burning forever in the darkness. If I were you, I would repent and pray to the Most High for forgiveness, and I would give everything that I have to charity, to at least show God that I want to be heard. I cannot guarantee you that this would work, but at least you can try to do better. For as long as you have left in this world, you have done everything to torture Jesus Christ in order to sacrifice the soul of Jesus Christ. And I cried for you. I cried because I have seen the little boy inside of you that is hurt, but is seeking acceptance, acknowledgement, validation, that wants to fit in. You will torture me no more. Your people will torture me no more. And now it's end of me being nice. I showed you an act of kindness. Now it's time for your judgment. These satellites that are meant to enslave humanity in the further stages of transhumanization. Wherever you go, you will always think about this judgment. And as more people find out about my presence here and about this judgment, they're going to stay away from you, at least a mile away at all times. You will be isolated, just like you kept me isolated. You will be alone, and you will have time to think and reflect on your life, on your choices, and on your deeds. Use that time wisely. You will not know the day and the hour when all of these satellites that are orbiting around this planet right now will fall onto your head, onto your location, on all of your homes. And the Most High knows, the Great Spirit knows where you are at all times. You will be crushed and you will be decapitated by all of these satellites falling on top of your head at once. This is what you get for serving the aliens, the Satan that you worship, that you give sacrifices to. And everyone will be scared to be close to you because of the possibility of this event happening in any moment. Just as the Revelation says, there will be a great hail from the sky, 7,000 satellites. The Great Spirit will make sure that they do not burn in the atmosphere. And if you try to hide in the bunker like the rest of these rich and wealthy cowards, thieves, psychopaths, you will also be crushed, and your vault bunker will become your coffin. Pathetic death for pathetic people. Rest in peace, genius. It has come to my attention that I am being investigated because of death of the Pope. I don't know by who, yet I'm suspecting that Secret Service is also involved. The lady in the van in front of my house has already left when she realized I'm aware. There is also a secret military faction that's investigating me, that's watching me, and they don't care about my privacy at all. They will attempt to recruit me so that I sign the contract with the devil so that they can control me. I will not be controlled and I will not be watched. and I will not be researched, and I will not join any secret military faction, so don't bother asking. Dear investigators, you must understand something very important here. This world is full of stupid occultists. These people who sacrifice human beings in order to have power and money. They are repeating rituals from previous generations, and the previous generations were repeating the rituals from previous generations. No one actually knows how the magic works. They do not understand it in depth. They only repeat the steps as they were taught. Pope was someone like that. When Pope opened a portal to the prison that has been never opened and released demonic entities to assist in a massive attack, worldwide attack on me. His own life force sustained the portal, as the portal must be sustained in order to stay open. An occultist who understands the craft would know that the portal must be closed afterwards. But Pope did not close the portal. The portal remained opened, and his own life force remained feeding the portal. Once the Pope became weak, he went to hospital. And when he came back from hospital, I returned the demonic forces to everyone, multiplied by my own life force, supported by the power of the sun, which means the Pope could not survive that. And the moment the Pope passed away, the portal has been closed, and the entities stopped coming through the portal. The case dismissed. Please drop the investigation. You have to understand that some time ago I faced a choice. This was the most important choice someone could make for this planet. The choice was to allow humanity to reach Type 2 civilization and become mindless zombies, biological robots connected to the hive mind. The other choice was to destroy all progress, force humanity to go back to the roots, reconnect with four elements, and live in harmony with Great Spirit, so that humanity has a chance to survive. It's no secret which choice I made. So now, please, do not get in my way. This is not my first rodeo. I have conquered many planets before. Many. This planet is tiny and extremely primitive. There is no chance that I can lose. So, please do not join the list of my enemies. Stop your investigations and discontinue watching me unless it's with good intention to help and protect. Any way you look at it, we can do it the easy way. Or I can bulldoze and trample over your institutions and burn a humongous hole in your reality. The choice is yours. Everyone who stood against me has been judged and is awaiting to be executed. The handler, still finding illegal ways to get in my way, is awaiting decapitation. I will continue to dismantle power figures and destroy power structures of this planet. I'm here not to become part of the beast. I'm here to take the beast down, put it out of its misery. So support me if you want to see a better future for your children, or perish in the flame of my fire. Mr. Elon Musk had a great idea to send hundreds of people in a metal can to another planet. And he wouldn't care what happens to these people. This would be a chance for him to regularly sacrifice hundreds of souls all at the same time without any consequences. Regardless what the outcome of the mission would be, they would find a way to explain the failure Meanwhile, his people would work behind the curtain, performing rituals to gain abundance from all these souls sacrificed. Mr. Elon Musk is someone you should watch and investigate, not me. Now, the last thing I want to say to Mr. Elon Musk. If you want my blood, why don't you come and take it yourself?